Hey guys, welcome back. Remember the anchor windlass we removed off Sarinda, off the bow? Well, here it is in the workshop. So we've been rained off today, so it's probably a good opportunity to start prepping this. So what I want to do is try and make it as good and reliable as possible, because it's very important, isn't it, to hoist our anchor. Right, so I think first we've got to test the motor, make sure the motor works, make sure the gearbox runs, all that sort of stuff. Because if that doesn't work, it's pretty waste of time, isn't it? Sounds quite good as well. Okay, so the motor works, the gearbox works. I think how they had it wired originally, it was basically like, you just powered it up and you release the clutch to drop the anchor. What would be nice to be able to do is wind it out and wind it back in from the comfort of the wheelhouse, wouldn't it? So what I need to do is work out this wiring here. I'm going to do a quick bit of research, and because rather than flipping the polarity, I think you can just power different sides of the motor. I might be wrong, so I'm going to do some research and we'll have a look. So I can't really find much on Google, but that's one way, and then you flip the polarity. You flip the polarity and it goes the same way. Okay, there's something to do with these wires, isn't it? Right, so I can't work out how to make it go in reverse. I'm waiting for a call back off someone who's far superior with intelligence than me. Far superior intelligence than me. Anyway, he's got a lot more intelligence than me. But goes one way really good. Sounds good. Draws a lot of current. I think that's normal. So yeah, what we're going to do now is basically strip it, clean it all up, see if there's any bearings that are dodgy in it or seals or anything like that, and then we can paint it up and rebuild it all beautiful. Yeah. Actually looks really good in there. Oil's a bit murky, as if it's had a bit of water in it, but apart from that, so if I'm completely honest, I was expecting more aggressive teeth on it, but yeah, I don't know what it's made of. It's not pretty. It's like a bronze, isn't it, or something? But it's proper high tolerance machine, but really small teeth. Right, so we need to get the motor now off the gearbox, but I think I've got a feeling the motor's gonna like let go of all its brushes and stuff like that. So we're gonna pull these two bolts there, and then we'll see how it goes. Even inside here, all the armature looks really good. So I think in hindsight, a quick white brush on the outside and a quick paint, it would have been suffice, wouldn't it? So there's basically some bolts down there. Me snap-on one, it's nice and skinny, it fits in, but it's just touching the top of them. Oh, that one was stuck. I've got a nice deep quarter drive, but that won't actually go in. So I found an old no make 10mm. That won't go in. But I think what we do is give this a quick whiz on the lathe and machine it down so it can go in. What do you think? Doesn't matter if we lose this one, does it? Right, so we need to get all these parts and pieces all cleaned up now, don't we? Right, so they've all been jet washed now. For some reason the jet wash hasn't got the rust off, so what we need to do now is sandblast all the parts we can sandblast. There's obviously some sensitive parts which we'll have to do by hand, unfortunately. Right, so we're going to use my little sandblasting cabinet now. I've had mixed results with these things. Basically you can never see what's going on. There's like a little crappy plastic thing to basically protect it, because I think it all gets scuffed by the sand, but you're changing that all the time. So I usually sort of turn the lights down that you can see better. You guys are never going to see in there. Right, so let's see what this turns out like. So we get the corrosion off it. So I've actually got my little hoover attached to it here. Goes up around the back and then extracts from here. So that makes visibility inside a bit better, because it sort of like pulls all the very, very fine dust particles out of the way, bits you don't really want, so that helps, but obviously uses a lot more energy. So that's how it's turned out, so I'll proceed now with the rest of them. So for the motor casing, we've put some plywood end plates on it, because there's lots going on in there, isn't there? All the windings and stuff like that, so I don't really want to get any sand in there, but it definitely needs a blast, doesn't it? Right, so they're all blasted now, so let's make sure we haven't got any sand in our sensitive parts. Right, so what we'll do now is give them a quick sort of spray with paint so they don't like flash rust or anything like that. And then we'll give the whole thing a good paint once it's assembled. Okay, so they're all painted up now, ready to be assembled. It's been a couple of weeks, so how does this go back together? Can't be that hard, can it? But what we need to do, I've just dug out all the nuts and all the fixings and stuff, and they're all a bit And they're all a bit cruddy, aren't they? So I think we'll get these on the wire wheel, give all these a good clean up. Right, so it's time to start the assembly. So I'm not going to seal this just yet, I'm going to put it on, we're going to put the end plate on the back, then we're going to test for floats. So I've put both end caps on, they're now tight, so the shaft's in, it's all greased up, it spins beautifully. So I've now set up a dial gauge, zeroed it, and now I can apply pressure. There's basically 5 thou of floats. Think 5 thou is okay? I think it'd be good though, wouldn't it? So when I stripped it, I actually, can you see there, I just about marked it with the grinder to ID all the different elements, so there's no issues with clocking them. So before we go too far, make sure it's all turning nicely, and we'll try and completely fill this with grease before this cover goes on. Well, it seems to turn nice, beautiful, no tight spots. No slop though, which is good. Obviously this top bearing isn't in yet, so there's slop that way, but... So the grease I'm using, couldn't find much information on it, but it's Long Life Complex Grease by Morris. I'm trying to get in as much as we can of this. So these things can be sometimes a bit of a pain. So we'll just put some like crocodile clips on them to hold the brushes back for now. thingy bob. There we go. Right, so it's all built now, so we need to test it. To test it, we need some wires, don't we? So I've got all new cables for it. So I'm going to crimp some ends on it. I'm going to leave the cables long for now, then we can connect them to a battery. Right, let's see if she works. That's obviously only temporary, but a lot of copper on the lead. Should be good. Whoa. Is that me or is it faster? Hey, that sounds really healthy. Do we need to do... I think we should give it a load test, shouldn't we? I've got a load of rope and chain out there. We should see how much it can pull. Okay, so now we've fitted all the gypsy and the, I don't know, the rope drum, is it called, maybe? Something like that. I've never properly used one of these things, so what I need to do is test it, don't we? Before we like take it to the boat, fit it, install it, drill holes, all that sort of stuff, we need to make sure it's got some pull behind it. What I remembered, I've actually got the chain that we took out of Sarinda. So we've got a load of the anchor chain already, so we may as well try and haul that. I've had it on a pallet here for a very long time. So what we need to do is give that a good pull, don't we, and see if she pulls it, and I don't know, off we go. Right, so we need to stretch this chain out, and then we're going to pull it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it to the back of the van, drive it down there, hopefully that pulls the chain out straight, you never know, dear. And then we're going to haul it back with the forklift winch thingy. But when she's all made up, she's actually massive. It's like amazingly big. All the ones I've seen have been like little things, so hopefully she's got some torque. Got 46 good strides. So I just counted like 46 good strides. We won't measure it properly. Well, look, the van's all the way down there. And it's amazing how much drag it gave when I was driving the van. It was like the van would hardly move, but it's just like, that's obviously what holds your boat there as well, doesn't it, is the chain on the seabed. So, right, let's see if we can pull it back in. Right, let's see if she works. Ooh. She's got some power. Oh yeah, still attached to the van. So, I've just pulled the van all the way down there, which is uphill all the way. I just got out really thought, I don't want to damage this, do I? This is working amazing. If it can hold my, I don't know what are they, 1.5, 2 ton van through all the dips, up a hill, and drag the chain, it's got to pull. It's got to lift a 50 kilo anchor, isn't it? Maybe a bit more. I think we'll go a bit big on the anchor, but yeah, she's absolutely awesome. I think at some point we'll get all the top bits re-chromed, so it's well worth putting the investment having these re-chromed, because the chrome's peeling in places. We know this chain runs on this gypsy pretty well. We know the brakes are good on the forklift. We know the battery's pretty good. It's all a win-win-win, isn't it? So there's no point breaking it now. So what I'm going to do is disconnect it from the van, reel it in without the van. Clutch works well. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Tune in next time to see what we're up to. Ciao.